Hello everyone, in this video we're going to draw a Philippine eagle. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the top part of the body. To draw the circle, first make two small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make two more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. Also, pause the video to draw at your own pace. The circle doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're having trouble drawing it, just trace the outer edge of a coin, a bottle cap, or anything else with a circular edge. On the top right side, draw another circle as a guide for the head. Use the 4 marks method to draw this circle too. First, make 4 small marks to indicate the sides of the circle, and then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. This circle should be about half the size of the first circle. Don't place the circles too far apart or the neck will be too long. Inside the head, draw a horizontal line. This is a construction guide that will help you place the facial features later on. On the right side of the head, draw a short curved line as a guide for the beak. This line should be similar to an arc on its side. Below the first circle and to the left, make a small mark for the first part of the lower section of the body. Connect the small mark to the big circle using curved lines to finish the guide for the lower section of the body. This guide should be similar to an upside-down arc. Pay attention to the size of the arc in relation to the first circle. Connect the head to the body using short lines to create the guide for the neck. The shape of the neck should be wide. Under the body, draw a short line as a guide for the foot. Under the short line, draw a curved line as a guide for the toes. This line should be similar to the letter C on its side. To the right, draw similar lines as guides for the other foot and toes. Make these lines smaller because this foot is farther away. Under the body on the left side, draw a long thin shape as a guide for the tail. The tail should be wide at the top and narrow at the bottom. Pay attention to the length of the tail in relation to the body. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Inside the head, lightly sketch a small circle for the eye. Place the eye on top of the horizontal construction guide and close to the right edge of the head circle. The eye should be pretty small in relation to the head. Draw a short sloping line on top of the shape for the ridge above the eye. Darken the rest of the circle. Draw an angled line on the right side for the corner of the eye. Add another small line on the left side. Inside the eye, off to the side, draw a tiny circle for a highlight. In the middle of the eye, draw a small circle and shade it in for the pupil. Add a light value to the top of the eye for a shadow. Draw a few more lines around the shape for wrinkles. Use the arc on the right side as a guide to draw the beak. Darken the path of the arc, but extend the bottom right side downward to create the tip of the beak. Make the tip of the beak thin and pointy. Curve the line to the left to create the mouth. Sketch lightly at first and only darken the lines when you get the shapes right. Extend the line to the left so that it's under the eye. Darken the bottom part of the arc to create the lower half of the beak. Extend the bottom part of the beak so that it's inside the head. Draw a curved line around the mouth. Draw a series of short strokes along the edge of the head circle for the feathery base of the beak. Add a short vertical line near the base of the beak for the nostril. Draw a longer line for a ridge on the beak. Draw a series of short strokes around the eye that separates the feathers from the bare skin. The short strokes should end at the base of the beak. Add more short strokes under the beak for the feathers on the throat. Now use the main circle as a guide to draw the rest of the head. Draw a series of angled lines along the path of the circle to create the feathers on the crest. The feathers should be longer the farther back they are on the head. These lines should be similar to thin triangles. Make the feathers different sizes. Curve the orientation of the feathers along the path of the circle. The feathers should start with a vertical orientation on the right side and then gradually finish with a horizontal orientation on the left side. Add a few more angled lines inside the head for more feathers. Lightly sketch a long thin shape across the entire body for the folded wing. The bottom part of the wing should be inside the shape of the tail. When you get the shape of the wing right, darken the lines. Use short strokes at the top to create a feathery texture. Use curved lines as you darken the shape to emphasize the feathers. Darken the left side of the guides to create the outer edge of the folded wing. Make the middle of the wing wide and the top and bottom narrow. Draw a series of short curved lines across the middle of the wing for a row of feathers. These feathers should be similar to the letter J and U. Use the short lines that are under the body on the left side as guides to draw the first foot and toes. Draw the shape of the foot around the guideline. At the top, draw a series of short curved lines for the feathery base of the leg. Now draw the toes around the curved line at the bottom. Draw a short toe pointing backward and 3 longer toes pointing forward. Make the tips of the toes curved. Sketch lightly at first and only darken the lines when you get the shapes right. On the tip of each toe, draw a curved pointy shape for the talons. Follow the initial guideline as you draw the middle toe. Make the talons long. The third toe will be hidden behind the middle toe, so only draw the visible portion. Use the lines on the right as guides to draw the other foot and toes the same way. Draw the top part of the toe around the guideline and above that draw curved lines for the feathery base of the leg. Follow the path of the curved line at the bottom to draw the toes. This foot should be smaller because it's farther away. On the tip of each toe, draw a curved pointy shape for the talons. Not all the toes will be visible from this angle. Now use the remaining shapes and lines as guides to draw the rest of the body. Simply darken the outer edges of the guides to create the shape of the body. Don't overlap the feet as you draw the underside of the body. Darken the guide at the bottom for the tail, but make the shape thinner. Inside the tail, draw a few long lines for the individual feathers. Draw a couple of short curved lines under the feet to create a rock for the eagle to perch on. Now erase the initial guidelines. The next few steps are sped up so that the video isn't too long. Don't worry about erasing all of the guidelines, it's okay if you leave some behind. Redraw any of the final lines that you may have accidentally erased. Now shade your drawing. Use a dark value for the tips of the feathers on the head. Use a medium value to shade the bare skin on the face and the beak. As you shade the beak, leave a few sections blank for highlights. Use a dark value for the area around the eye and the tip of the beak. Shade lightly at first and gradually build up to darker values. For light values, push down very lightly on your pencil, then push down harder for darker values. Draw a series of curved lines along the wing for more feathers. Shade the feathers using a dark value but leave the edges blank. Add longer feathers on the tip of the wing and shade them in. Shade the tail using a dark value too, but leave a few sections blank for the edges of the feathers. Add a medium value throughout the body to create some shadows. Use a very light value on the front part of the body to create texture on the white feathers. Shade the feet using a medium value and the talons using a dark value. Keep shading until you're happy with the result. And that's it for the Philippine Eagle. Don't forget to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com where every step of this tutorial is broken down into an individual image. That's how, and then the number 2, then drawanimals.com. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying my books on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.